Hey everybody, welcome back to my unprocessed life. I'm heading out of the house about an hour later than what I'd like to, and I guess that's par for the course. I had an interesting experience this morning. I had first green juice that made me physically ill. I'm still feeling the effects of it, still not, I tell you what, something else. So at the farmer's market this last weekend, I got some collard greens, but I also got some mustard greens. And I read that mustard greens were good for juicing. Somewhere along the way. And I knew that mustard greens had a kind of a spicy flavor to them, but my God, did they ever this morning. I couldn't even get through all of my juice. I had 32 ounces. I got through 28 ounces of it, and I had to toss the other 4. I just couldn't hack it, and left me feeling nauseous. I'm still not recovered from it. It slowed me down quite a bit because I felt like I couldn't function. So, note to self and anyone else that juices or does any of those fun things, you may want to try testing your new greens on a limited basis before you end up using a bunch of them. And I didn't even use a bunch of them. I only used like maybe 3 cups worth, maybe 4 at max. And I mean, like, I had a big bowl of greens and mustard greens I was going to juice. And so the way I juice in the mornings usually is because I try to keep track of all of my vitamins and everything I'm getting in my body with my chronometer, or whatever it is, chronometer. And so I actually go online and look for a juice calculator and calculate all of the nutrients that I'm getting out of my juice. You know, it's not 100% accurate, but it's fairly accurate. And so the way I do my juices in the morning is usually I will go ahead and get Jana's juice done first, and then once her juice is done, then I'll do mine and measure everything out. And that's what I was trying to do this morning, but I did her juice and I tasted it, and like, whoa, man, I knew there was no way she would be able to drink it because it was just too overbearing. So I ended up doing our juices together to try to add enough stuff in to counteract the mustard greens. I didn't juice any more mustard greens, and it was still overtly pungent. Like, pungent's probably not the right word. It was strong. It was super crazy strong for me, anyway. Jana was still sleeping, so she didn't have hers yet. And I was even trying to cut down on the strength factor. So normally I'll put in a knob of ginger for her and a knob of ginger for me. Today I cut it down to just half for each, and it was still, oh my goodness. I added an extra lemon, I added extra zucchini, I added extra cucumber, I added extra, of lots and lots of things, trying desperately to get that juice to be less strong, and I don't think that I accomplished that goal very well at all, honestly. So it was pretty rough, all things considered. Tomorrow we'll do something very different. I may just skip the mustard greens altogether. I don't know, maybe just add in a leaf here or a leaf there, but it's just way too strong. As a base green, it's way too strong anyway. So that was this morning in the green juice, and like I said, still haven't quite recovered from that. Still a little rough on that one this morning. Where did I leave you? Oh, I went to soccer practice last night, ate my guava on the way home. I kind of enjoy the guava fruit. That's kind of an interesting little fruit. I'm going to probably get more of it. I've been keeping the guava fruit in my car to kind of make it smell better, but I ate it on the way home. and it was fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, so I went home last night, and what did we have? I finished off my second smoothie, and then had a couple of veggie sandwiches, and I had still about 30 calories to spare based on what Chronometer says I should have to be losing some weight. And I got about 90% of my nutrients in for the day, which is pretty good, all things considered, because a lot of times I'm sitting around 70%, so 90 is about where I was, 89, 90, so I felt pretty good about that. And I felt like I had plenty to eat too, which was nice. You know, it's nice when you have a day where you feel like you've had enough to eat all day long, and on top of that, you also stayed right around your 2,000 calories or so that you wanted to stay around, or whatever your calorie target is if you have one. I really hate counting calories. It's very frustrating for me. I don't like restricting calories, but I think that's just the best way to go is to lose weight at this moment. Now, I did see an interesting video last night from Mr. and Mrs. Vegan. They do a whole food, low-fat, plant-based deal that is interesting. I think that it's mostly starch-based is really what it is. But I have a funny assumption that almost any diet plan that you see, under the covers of it, it boils down to calorie restriction. Now that is pretty much a guesstimate based on a number of things. Like back in the day when the Atkins diet was all the rage, and for some people it still is, but back during that time frame, I did the Atkins stuff. I did the low carb craze along with everybody else, you know. And the thing that was interesting about it is that when I really started to look under the covers after a while, what I began to see is that the reason you lose weight on a low carb diet is really you're not eating as many calories, and that if you look at the way what you're supposed to do on that, you know, they say that that you can eat all you want and blah blah blah, but in reality, it's hard to get more than 2,000 calories on a low carb diet after a while, especially if you're eating nothing but meat and cheese and all that kind of stuff. So I just have a feeling that under the covers of pretty much any diet program is going to be lower calories, and so I see no reason not to try to have a lower calorie diet with all of the good things that your body needs, all of the minerals and the vitamins and the greens and the things that will feed your microbiome and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm attempting to do, trying to figure it out, at least for myself. And it's not going too badly, you know. It's a month in, I've lost 10 pounds, and you know, I gained it back because I went back to the vegan junk food while I was in Nashville, and I'm almost back to where I was, so I'm still about 10 pounds down, and you know, I kind of kicked myself a little bit because had I been able to stay strong while I was, you know, out of town, I would probably be looking at a whole lot more weight loss, which is good because, you know, when I lose a little bit of weight, yeah, psychologically it's nice, but on top of that, it's a whole lot easier to walk around and do things, and you can feel it, you know. When you think about 10 or 15 pounds of weight loss, that's like a bowling ball. And, you know, can you imagine if you had to carry a bowling ball around with you wherever you went? Well, that's kind of what it's like. And then if you were able to put the bowling ball down, well, that's kind of what it's like when you lose a little bit of weight like that. So, I mean, aside from the psychological effects, the nice thing is that you really do have some real world effects as well, which is nice. Okay, so this morning I had that green juice, which I'm still reeling from. I have a couple smoothies for lunch. think they're pineapple banana smoothies, which may be a little rough after the green juice. I'm not sure. I probably would have been a better day for chocolate, but you know, we didn't know how the day was going to unfold at this point with the mustard greens and all that jazz. So now I'm going to have to do something for dinner because I didn't prepare for that if I have my guitar lesson tonight, which I think I do. So that's what's happening in my unprocessed life. I hope things are good in yours. Of course, I've got pictures of everything that I eat over on Instagram, and you can find me over there at myunprocessed.life. Of course, you can email me at myunprocessedlife@gmail.com, and if you have any questions or comments, of course, you can put them in the comments down below. If you like hanging out with me, then, you know, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share the videos if you want to. As always, I really appreciate the time that you spend with me. I love spending time with you and telling you about my day, and I hope that I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I know there's plenty of other things out there for you to go check out, and the fact that you'll spend 10 or 15 minutes with me a day warms my heart. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. So until next time, have a great day.